welcome back to another episode of Let's Smoke About It with your hosts, Cap and Daddy.
And the Dawn, Chicago.
We're sitting at a fancy table instead of a fancy garage. It's pretty nice.
It's got a garage fridge. That's how you know it's fancy.
If I remember right, that is like specifically like a Northwestern thing.
I thought you were going to say that's
garages?
how you know that you've made it into the middle class.
I would like to believe that.
Yeah, if you have enough money for a garage fridge, you're middle class.
You have two fridges. One you don't eat, you just use for overflow. Fancy.
Yeah, I guess some people down south, they like would see him. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were saying that they don't do that, I guess, on like the East Coast and like South and whatnot. It's specifically like a West, Northwest type thing. Like, why do you have a fridge in your garage? It's like
Got nowhere else to put it.
For extra drinks. Like,
Yeah,
You don't buy like
to keep your meat.
keep your meat frozen. What do you buy? One jug of milk? Weirdo.
Yeah, you fucking animal. You buy 8. Like a normal
Like I like to
person.
believe that we buy 1.5, so we buy more than one because it's like by the time one gets to half, there's already
Buy
another
another
jug in there.
Nice.
So it's like don't even mess around. Enjoy
When,
milk too much.
We were growing up, I think we had about 6 gallons of milk in the fridge at any given time.
that's
Not
a lot.
like we
Didn't,
would go
didn't
out.
you have like 4 gallons?
We would have quite a bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have one in the house and then like 4 outside.
Yeah.
Garage milk.
But we, you know,
Get
you
that
got.
garage milk.
I mean, you got like between me, my brother, sister, and even my dad. Sometimes, I mean, we're like eating cereal, drinking milk.
Getting the big bags of cereal because that honestly was the better deal.
Oh yeah. Even if it was
You
off-brand.
get so much more
Didn't
cereal.
matter. Oh yeah, and for cheaper too.
Yeah, I love marshmallow mateys. Like,
For
fuck me up
real.
on some marshmallow
Well,
mateys.
see,
Fuck Lucky Charms.
Same with the Frosted Flake knockoffs. I can't
Mhm.
remember what they're called, but they're so good.
Well, and it was like the kangaroo puffs, like the chocolate kangaroos or some shit, like the knockoff of Cocoa Roos. That's
Cocoa.
what it was. I'm like,
yeah.
it has something to do with a kangaroo. I know that.
It was something with chocolate.
Yeah, but like those were so much better than fucking Cocoa Puffs. And I even recently found one at my local supermarket called Cocoa Moons or something to that nature. Like, it was like $2 for 3 boxes. Like, they were just trying to get rid of them.
Oh,
and I'm
nice.
like, I'm going to fucking stack up on this shit because that sounds bomb.com. And it was great. How hard is it to make a chocolate ball out of cereal and make it turn milk chocolatey?
Yeah, see, that was the best part about those cereals was the milk.
Did you have, what was it? I think it was Captain Crunch did one where it like turns your milk green.
No, I never had that one.
There was that one, and I think Lucky Charms also does it too. Like for St. Patrick's Day.
I was gonna
they'll
say,
have,
I know
like,
for
one
St.
that, like,
Patrick's
turns
Day-
your milk green.
Yeah,
Oh.
don't they primarily just have the 4-leaf clover in them for the marshmallow?
Yeah.
I remember
thought
their
so.
key one where if it went in the milk, it dissolved the key out of it, and then the blocks dissolved into keys.
That's right. I remember that one.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, dude, I'm eating the key.
I just think it's funny how, like, nowadays we eat breakfast and we stare at our phones, but back then you just stare at the back of the box.
Well, so it's just like this. You look at a newspaper when you eat your breakfast. I'm looking at the news on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the medium has changed. The medium?
Media,
Median?
The medium. Yeah.
The medium? Yeah.
medium for media has changed.
Yeah, the MM has changed.
The modus operandi.
But yeah, if you didn't have your, we as a wee little kid, you had the back of the box because you had the mazes, crossword puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you get bored sitting on the toilet. You grab the air freshener, you read the back of that bitch, see what's in there.
Everything was out of my reach.
Really?
I suffered.
Mine, growing up, we had a weird, like, bathroom situation. Like, our toilet was, like, a completely closed off, like, area from, like, the shower and everything else. So we had to just read, like, Kleenex boxes.
See, but we did the magazine thing because my dad always had a magazine.
My
Extra
parents
magazine.
never, I
to
mean,
throw.
they had magazines in the house, but they never had them in the toilet, which bummed me out. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I would have been so much more entertained with a magazine than trying to read what was on the back of the Febreze bottle. Like,
I don't know how to pronounce half of these things.
I think I was at my
I'm going to pretend I know what the fuck I'm reading.
uncle. I don't remember who it was. I was at somebody's house and I was taking a shit. I was probably like like 7 years old or something, and he had a little magazine rack there, and I was reading some of them. Had some like dirty comics in it.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, look at that! Oh, a naked woman! Whoa! That was the first time I saw boobies.
Spank mag material. That way you can deposit it right in the toilet.
Yep.
What a classy guy.
Remember when you shit in that apartment with no toilet paper?
It wasn't an apartment. That was a. It was.
Wasn't it?
No.
Or was it a condo in
It
a
was
building?
like a. It was like a little house that they were renovating out in that town. To the.
No, I swear it
west
was
of
an
us.
apartment because it was one of those fancy modern apartments. They were just moving into it. You took a shit, no toilet paper.
I remember the one where we had to install the washer and dryer, and I was like, I'm busting at the seams, and it was just like a little house, and they were renovating the bathroom, but the toilet was still like on and working, and I think I used some of like the cling wrap stuff that we used. I
No.
think I ended up using that for toilet paper.
No, that was with a mattress because you used the plastic from the mattress being unwrapped.
Oh yeah,
Or from the
I do
V-lock,
remember that.
actually.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't use the V-lock, but
No, not
no,
the
the
V-lock,
cardboard
the
from
wrap.
the yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't work out so well. That would not flush.
It was that same thing where you're like, I gotta shit right now.
We didn't get breaks. You know, you're working for 6 hours at a time at any given point, and they
Where's
don't give
my
you a
shit
break.
break?
Yeah, I need a moment to be able to run into a Jackson's, and they don't give that to you. They're like, nope, you got to be there now. I told them you'd be there 10 minutes ago. Like,
I gotta
well,
shit,
I'm gonna
dude.
shit in their house. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but yeah, I do remember that now that you say that. But anytime you bring that up, I think about the one in that other town to the west. And the dude, like, they were there initially, and then we were like, yeah, it'll take us like 20 minutes. He's like, cool, I got to run to the store for like 15. And we're like, deal. And then we got the washer and dryer in. You started setting them up, and I remember because I could see you through the mirror. I was just watching you set it up, and I was sitting there taking a shit, and I blew that up. I disrespected the hell out of that person's toilet, and I felt awful. We're like, so we gotta go because they're gonna be back soon.
Set off
Yeah,
in there.
they're gonna be back real soon, and there's no way of telling how
Did
they're
he
gonna
shit in
react.
the washer?
There was one time. You remember all those like cloths that we had, and they were really just pieces of like torn up old white T-shirts.
Yeah.
I remember I used one of those at somebody's house one time. It's like there's no options, and I'm pretty sure I put it in the V-lock casing, like afterwards, because it zips, right? You know?
Gross.
And I remember I threw it away as soon as we got back to the shop, but I hid it away. It was just like nobody's gonna find out about that.
I remember peeing in the Gatorade bottle.
That was crazy. That was like what, like a
As we
4.5 hour
stakeout?
stakeout? Yeah. To try and find some heroin addict
Who's deaf?
who's deaf. That was awful.
Perfect.
You ever hit a deaf person?
You ever used wood glue to stick a door flyer onto somebody's wall because their kids keep tearing them down?
They used kids as reconnaissance units.
And then they called in,
Because as soon as we rolled
freaking out.
into the street, they booked it back to that house, and all the kids were gone.
Yep, told the mom, and nobody answered the door.
Oh,
It's
no
like,
one.
we saw all three of you run in here.
Jesus.
Reconnaissance, man.
You'd think that, like, I don't know.
What does
maybe
that?
one
What
of
does
our
that do to
bosses
like
in
a
their-
kid? Like you
just
know, you're
working.
growing up, and and you're telling your kid to, hey, if some man comes knocking at the door asking for money, don't answer it.
Say that we're not here.
Yeah, say we're not here.
Yeah. We're gone
remember-
because they have to leave if I'm not here. They can't be around you because you're a minor.
I think
Now,
it was like
now
the
it's
second
teaching
time
kids
we went.
loopholes of laws and shit.
I think it was the second time we went. We were only knocking on the door for like 15 minutes, and it was because we could hear them in the house. But then they called their mom. She was in the house, and then her mom called our boss, and bitched him out because we were scaring the kids. It's like, we're sitting here knocking on the door. We hear people inside. We just want to talk to somebody to let us know what the fuck's going on. We don't know. We didn't know it was going to escalate to that at that
I'll
point.
scare any child.
Oh yeah, now
Your
I'll scare
parents
any
are
child. I
pieces
don't
of
give a
shit. I'm
yeah.
sorry, kid, but you just need to get out of the way.
You, yep, you're just a product of their.
You didn't choose to be here, but you need to just leave and remove yourself from the situation.
Go to your room.
Because it's
Shit's
not
about to get ugly.
you. That's like when you guys went and picked up that family's house, and the kids were like, "They're taking the bed."
Oh, God.
Why are they taking the entertainment center and the TV?
Well,
in my bed.
And that was weird because when we delivered that, I saw on one of the
Yeah, we
posts,
did. I remember delivering the entire house.
Oh yeah, I remember when we set up the bed. It was on one of the banisters. It was like some children's book about why God makes you want to hate homosexuals, or something to that nature. I'm like, what in the actual fuck is going on in this household? What kind of crazy shit?
Karma exists in some way.
Yeah, because we took all your shit back because you couldn't pay for it.
Because you hate homosexuals.
And now your children understand why God hates you too.
You're teaching hate to your children, and now you lost all your shit because of it.
Yep.
I remember she got on the phone with the husband too. She was like, "I thought you said you paid the bill. What the fuck is going on?"
The bill's like $900 fucking dollars. Like, come on.
I do remember that young couple that we delivered like entertainment center to and a couple of other things, and they ended up smoking us out in their garage. And then when we came and picked their shit up, like she was flipping her lid at the husband because he didn't pay his shit.
Yeah, I think that was the same house.
Was it?
Because I remember that we went out into the garage and the husband was there at that time, and he was packing one for us, and we were like, "Oh, okay,
that's
sure."
Right. He was packing.
I think it was like, they lived like really close to the store too.
Yeah, it was like maybe.
Yeah, I only went to
7 or
their
8
house
minutes.
the one time to deliver and never went back. So I wasn't there for
that
all
was
the
awkward.
shenanigans.
Picking it up was awkward. Going there and dropping it all off, they were super chill.
Oh yeah.
That's like,
But-
remember that one guy he sold to you one time, and then we went to that same trailer park to go to someone else in that trailer park, and he just kept talking to you like you guys were buddies.
I think so.
He was a customer. No, you didn't buy from him. You delivered.
I was gonna say I never transacted money for anything.
No, yeah, you didn't. That's my bad. Don't listen to that. Get rid of that. But yeah, he's over here trying to sell us drugs as we're working, and he's just talking out
In
loud.
uniform.
And he's just talking out loud about it. Just like
Yeah,
we're
man.
buddies. It's like, no, you're just a customer. We're just dropping your stuff off. Why are you talking to us about this?
Leave. You don't understand, sir.
You're an idiot. Get out
You're
of
an
here.
idiot. I don't want to have to deal with your stupidity right now, sir.
Please. I'm in uniform. Look at me.
I'm in uniform. And anyway, I don't want to associate myself with you anyway, because you look like you make bad decisions.
And I generally don't make bad decisions. I do every once in a while, but definitely not to the magnitude in which your bad decisions have.
Well,
led
the
you
red
down the
flag
path of
one
life.
is you're talking about this really loud.
In the middle of the open.
In the open.
Not even in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Like a fool.
You hooligans. Gee,
We don't condone transactions of monetary vernug on the job site.
Vernug.
Vernug.
Although some Indian guy comes up and he pulls out his bong made out of like melted crayons and he's like, "You want a hit?" And I'll be like, "Well, yeah."
Oh, like crayons are inside of the glass.
It was really cool looking.
That's a trip.
See, it'd be cool to meet some glass makers. Be like, I just wanted to watch. Just want to watch you.
You remember that tiny Arab dude that wanted to sell us coke?
No, I do not.
They were the apartments, without giving too much away, they were like 3 or 4th story apartments. When we were delivering there one time,
Were
you
they next
actually
to the
snapped
campus?
at me. Yeah, you actually snapped at me because I kept making a joke about how, oh, we're new at this. We don't know what we're doing. It was those same apartments, but it was a different customer. Anyway, it was a group of like 4 Arab dudes, and they were moving into that house. It was like a 3-story townhome. It had a basement, floor level, and then...
Oh, is that
second
the
story.
same like place that we had to go pick up? That's where we got those end tables that we got now. Is it those guys?
No, that guy is the guy who got us coffee because we moved him into one of those narrow houses.
Yeah, it was that same one.
Is that the same guy?
It's not the same guy, but it's the same group. I don't know if you remember the really small one who had the longer hair. He
Yes.
couldn't have been like, yeah, but he was just like, yeah, you guys like want to do some coke? Like it was like
Yeah.
7:00 in the morning or some shit. Like the
I-
dude was just off his ass.
I do remember it.
Yeah.
Because didn't we walk into their house and they were mostly asleep?
Yeah,
Yeah, all of them were asleep. Like it was weird because some of the doors were broken down.
Yeah, they like took some of them off their hinges or broke them or something.
Yeah, or something happened to them. Yeah, because the end tables that we had, we picked up from there because they left them outside. Same with the coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, what a bunch of losers. Why would you just leave this outside? Congrats, you paid for the damages. And then we ended up picking him up.
It rained, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it rained on him.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, he bought his coffee
Yeah, I went to the
when
Starbucks.
when we were first delivering everything there.
Yeah, because we were delivering a few things from our store, and we had to move some of their stuff.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna go drive my BMW and get you Starbucks coffee.
Okay, big spender. You
Big
do whatever you got.
money.
That was the
Big
only
money.
one who seemed responsible, and then it just goes to show that none of them were responsible.
Well, I mean, if he was the responsible one, he can only say so much against 8 other people.
Yeah, seriously.
I remember I went by. This is probably like the end of my time there. We went to go. Me and Big D went to go pick up some shit.
Big dumbass.
Yeah. It's the same guys. They leave all their shit and go back to their home country after they've done their college time or whatever.
Yeah.
And I found that little thing of AirPods with just the one AirPod in it, and I was like, oh shit. And I took it with me and put it in the truck. And later, our accounts manager got a call from the landlord of that place. Apparently, he knew that there was a set of AirPods, and all of a sudden they were gone when after we came and picked up all our stuff, and was asking about it. I'm like, why the fuck do you care? It's not yours. These guys just left all this shit here, and you're getting on. They're all the way in Kuwait. Who gives a fuck?
If you knew they were there, you should have taken them then.
Well,
That's like when you got the Arabian PlayStation.
I was gonna get to that in a second. My thing is if you're a landlord, one, you should have enough money to pay $160 for a pair of AirPods. A pair, dude, not just the one.
It was a single pod.
Yeah.
Maybe
Granted, it has the charging.
Maybe he had the one other piece, and that was the other
He
one.
took the one.
Yeah.
Whoever else shows up in between now.
They're
and
just gonna
cleaning.
leave this. Who would keep one
Yeah,
AirPod?
who would only want one AirPod? It's dirty. Fuck that. He's a mastermind. Now he's just got a singular AirPod with no way to charge it. We figured it out. But no, yeah, it's like they up and left that townhome, and they left TVs and beds, and I think we had to pick up a sofa love seat from there. Filthy house. And a PlayStation 4 that they bought outright. And they left there. And
Just left
my
it there.
sketchy looking ass. Dude, I had this whole thing where I was driving around and I barely opened my window and I tossed a shirt out. And then I drove back around. And then I pulled over, parked, and grabbed the shirt. And I was looking around, trying to see if I could figure out whose it might be. And I walked up to their apartment and was pretending to knock on the door and stuff. I had this whole story played out just in case anybody was like, "Hey, this sketchy looking motherfucker." Walked in there, grabbed the PlayStation 4, put it under the shirt, walked back to the car. I had another shirt on, but
No, he was just shirtless.
yeah, I was just shirtless walking into these people's house. But yeah, it took me close to a year to get those off of the Arabic settings.
He learned
pretty
Arabic
rough.
in that year.
Yeah. I can speak it. No, I can read it. I couldn't speak a lick of it.
It was when I accidentally I was on my GameCube, and I think on Sonic Adventure 2 I accidentally set the language to Japanese, and then I exited the menus or turned the game off, and then I turned it back on, and I was trying to figure out where the fuck the settings were to put it back to English. I was like, oh fuck, I'm fucked.
Gotta learn Japanese real quick. I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Dude, that shit's not even remotely close to the English language. That shit would be so hard to figure out.
That's what Arabic is like too. There's no fucking way you can kind of figure that out.
Yeah.
Just by looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have
Numbers
to
are different, but
You'd have to.
I don't want the Arabic numbers taught in schools.
okay. Good luck learning math.
I don't want them though. I don't want Arabic numbers.
Stop being a fucking cringy meme lord.
I don't want Arabic numbers. Motherfucker, that's our numbers as well.
Those are our numbers.
We got our numbers from their numbers. Why? Because their numbers make sense. They nailed it first.
Yeah.
English didn't do everything.
Why the fuck don't we learn the metric system too?
I don't know.
I was told because the imperial system gets closer to an exact measurement than the metric.
In terms of what?
In terms of just,
Length, weight, viscosity per load? What?
I think it's weight and length.
That doesn't make any sense though, because the weight that the metric system uses is down to a milligram.
Yeah, but it's all just ones. It's the exact number: 1, 10, 100, 1,000.
To move up from milligram to all those.
But that was their argument, is that imperial
that's
gets
so
closer to an exact amount than the metric does.
Maybe something like a mile versus like a
The
kilometer
mile
and a
thing
half or
pisses
something.
me off every time I think of it, and I don't know why I remember it so well, but it's 5,280 yards or feet make a mile.
That is really weird. Why do you remember that?
Because it's stupid. It's a stupid number to make a mile.
I think that's what maybe they were getting at, is the imperial system just stupid, so you'll remember it better.
I guess.
Like,
They
man,
dumbed it
that's
down real well.
No, the Europeans did 10, 100,000, 10,000.
I was gonna say you missed one, but
100,000. Your mom was 1,000.
what is it? It's like 1,000 meters is a kilometer.
Yeah.
How easy is that?
Because a
Come
kilo's
on.
1,000.
But I think that's what
1,000.
kills me is like, oh, you have to measure it by a meter. Like, that's 3 feet. No. Doesn't make any sense. That's not logical by any stretch. How many things in this world are 3 feet of distance?
Small people.
But then they're like, oh, a millimeter. It's the same argument going right back. It's like, okay. This is where we drop gloves.
A millimeter is just an eighth of an inch.
Is it really? No, it's got to be smaller than that.
It'd be a 16th.
Okay.
Like a centimeter would be an eighth.
Okay. And then,
But then there's nothing else after that. Cause
there is. It doesn't translate nearly as well to length. It's more about like weight and volume when it comes to like the two that are right after like just whatever the center 0 is. The two that are both above and below, like the 1 and 2, are just, they're never used. But there is something there.
They're just fancy numbers.
It's like a decameter or a decimeter.
I think it's
decimeter.
deci.
Yeah.
Because that's the one. That's
yeah.
the very first one.
Yeah, it's deci for the one below, and then deca is for when you go up. I learned it in 8th grade physics, and I don't remember a whole lot.
That sounds like
of
a
it.
math thing.
Yeah, well, physics is math,
Well, that's true.
which is funny because I didn't go anywhere with that knowledge when it came to high school. I was just like, geology, because that teacher's a fucking lunatic, and she's hilarious. That's all I'm going to do for science, except for sophomore year. They're like, you have to take biology. And I got some non-grass smoking hippie who fucking
Watch me fail
grew
this
up in the
shit.
80s. Yeah. Oh, I failed the hell out of his class.
Science was rough.
No, it was interesting. So I'm retarded, right?
So get this. I'm stupid, right?
And he was one of the few teachers that, like, halfway through the first semester, he's just like, I think I know what the issue is. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, you only talk to my retarded teacher, like, the teacher's for retards. Let me
The one
rephrase
watching the retard.
Yeah. It's like, you only ever talk to them. Like, how much could you have figured out? He's like, I see that you don't ever do any work ever. Like, yeah, there's probably a reason for that. He's like, stay after class. It's like, okay. Stayed after class one day. It was at the end of the day. I really didn't care that much. And he sat there and he looked at the packet. And he's just like, what's this? And I was just like, dude, that's easy. And I told him. And he wrote it down for me. And he did, I shit you not, he did that for the whole thing. He's just like, you just don't like writing shit down, do you? I'm like, no, it's fucking stupid. Like, I already know it. Why do I have to reiterate that by writing it down? He's like, if you do this with me after every class, and I just sit there and I fill out the answers, 5-10 minutes is all it takes. He's like, you'll get 100 in this class. I'm like, I didn't get 100 because I didn't do any of the work from the first half of the semester, but, you know, I passed with like a low B.
You just didn't like writing.
It's the most meager shit. Like a math teacher telling you to show your work. Fuck off. I know what the correct answer is. I know how to do it in my head. I'm not going to sit, or I can bust out a fucking calculator and do it. I'm not about to sit there and write out every little step. That's so stupid.
Yeah,
That is true.
I was about to bring that up too. I'm like, I hated having to show my work. Like, I mean, at first, like, you know, elementary school, like, I understand, you know, they're little fucking 7 to 10-year-olds, you know, doing math. You want to make sure that they actually understand it.
And then you just make up that number.
But
either.
even though back then we had no access to calculators, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have. They didn't give us calculators.
Calculators aren't going to be on you forever. You need to learn this without it.
Carry a calculator in your pocket.
Dude, I was calculating like how much. I was playing Sekiro yesterday, and I was calculating how much XP per minute I was doing because I had a calculator on me at all times. I'm like, okay, so these 4 enemies give me 1,391 XP, and this one over here that I kill gets 2,700 XP from him. Add that all up, and I did my run. I'm like, okay, I did that in about 25 seconds. So per minute, I'm like, if I just do this for the next 30 minutes, I can level up enough.
But did you have to show your work?
No,
And that's
because
the
Sekiro
point.
doesn't ask for ridiculous
Sekiro
things.
doesn't ask
Exactly.
for-
I don't need to prove my work to know that the answer's right.
It just got really shitty once you got into like algebra and long division and like all
Oh.
that stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
I barely made it through algebra.
I was gonna say they put me in like algebra.
I didn't even
freshman
do
year.
geometry. Never done that class.
Really?
Yeah, never done geometry.
So I did
Too
algebra, and then the interconnection between algebra and geometry, and then geometry, and then between geometry and algebra 2. So when it came time for like the SATs and shit, I didn't know a fucking thing when it came to that level of math that they were asking. I'm like, I'm not answering a goddamn thing because I won't lose points, but I'm not going to gain any points for getting anything right because I don't fucking
I'm just
know.
gonna embarrass myself.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the majority of my SATs, like after the English section, I was literally just sitting there. Like I looked through the first couple and I'm like, I can maybe half answer one. And then I read through the rest of them. I'm like, this just gets fucking harder. There's no way. I can't do this.
The number's based.
What do they mean?
Yeah, math got like really scary to me. It's very intimidating looking at very long, crazy equations.
Well, and a couple of my teachers were really cool, but I had a teacher named Mr. Dyke, and he was about like you'd expect him to be. And it's funny because his wife actually left him for another woman. So it's hilarious that that's his last name. He got a lot of flack for it in school, but no, that motherfucker was one of those guys where it's just like, oh, well, you should have learned this last year. Turns right back to the board and just keeps going. Like, doesn't give a flying fuck if you're actually paying it. Like, or not that you're actually paying attention. Like, obviously, he wants you to pay attention. But if you have any, like, background knowledge on the information he's trying to give you, he could care less. He's like, oh, well, you should have learned that. He just goes right back to it.
I'm glad I didn't have any teachers like that.
Oh, he's such a pain in the ass.
The only thing that got me through, because I finished through algebra 2, I think. I didn't quite get to like calculus or anything like that, because that was big, scary, confusing. Up to algebra 2 is like pretty much what I could handle. But it was like I did like pre-algebra geometry. I did 4 years of fucking math. Like, what the fuck are the classes that I took? It was like, I don't remember.
Obviously not important now because we don't use that level of math in our day-to-day lives. And any level of math we do use, we have a calculator in our pocket. It's anus, I tell you.
I'm sorry, I was really thirsty. I saw a cupcake.
Really thirsty and I saw a cup. That's why I got a milkshake. It's the best of both worlds. It's satiating in both flavor and liquid in your tum-tum.
We got a pint of ice cream, Ben & Jerry's.
I got some Americone Dream.
I think it's actually in this garage fridge.
This garage fridge.
Now we're back.
the
Hey, let's come full circle.
The garage freezer with the garage fridge. I know a lot of people have like got those like big
like the chest
freezer
freezers.
chests for their game meat and
For
shit.
their elk when they go out hunting or for some of them pheasant.
That's right, brother.
Tell you what, brother. The only reason I say brother is because I'm pretending to be Hulk Hogan.
So I haven't looked at Doge today.
But
I
it was
saw it-
holding incredibly steady.
It's been sitting at about 27 cents for the last like 3 days.
Damn.
Which I'm really bummed out about. I wish I would have taken advantage when it hit that 40-cent mark on Doge Day. But
I definitely
to
did
sell?
not. I definitely did not buy on the dip.
I didn't buy at the right time at all. Which is funny because the amount of time that I spent staring at that all day and like going through all the like news networks and everything, like seriously, I sat there because I stayed awake all night that night before. I said I was going to go to bed and you're like, all right, I'll let you know if anything happens. I'll call you. I'm like, I got my ringer on loud. Like, don't worry about waking me up. Like, do it. Nothing happened. And I stayed awake all night. Nothing interesting happened.
No, I was up to.
Yeah.
And then the next day came and I couldn't go to sleep. So I just stay up for like most of the day. Took like a 2-hour nap at some point.
Yeah,
and
he's
just,
like, I don't want to be a zombie. Let me know if anything happens. I'm like, oh, I've been on it all day. Like, I will let you know. Even our buddy Ace is just like, yeah, me and my boss haven't really done anything today. We've just been talking about Doge.
I will let you know.
yeah, I bought more at like 33 cents or something.
See,
and
and
then it
that's what
dipped back down to 25. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
That's where my initial investment was too, and I'm just like, I just need it to go back up to the point where I can at least go even. Do you know how he's doing on SafeMoon? I know we were talking about that a little bit.
I don't know. I was looking at some SafeMoon.
I was looking at that too. Just because, like, early Doge, it is fractions of a penny, like such a minuscule amount, you can buy so much of it. It penalizes you for selling, but your rate of return goes up, or it has interest if you hold on to it longer while it grows.
Oh.
And the day of Doge, it started, I don't know if that's the day it literally started or anything like that, but it had like a 400% increase in like the first 4 hours.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so I'm thinking, invest early into something like that. You could sell all those shares once it gets to something like a cent and have infinitely more money because you're buying millions and millions of shares all at once with like a $50 investment.
Yeah, I think it was like you get like 3 million for $30.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
So if it got up to even the level of Doge where even if it got up to like 10 cents, be raking a few $1,000s.
But unlike Doge, everyone is either really against it or really for it. And I don't think right now there's enough people that are for it.
How'd you guys hear of it?
Day of Doge. I literally,
Oh.
I was doing nothing but paying attention to every like kind of crypto subreddit, all the little different crypto opportunities that were coming up just through Robinhood, and then I downloaded like 4 other digital wallet apps. I dove so deep in one day that at the end of the day, it was like 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, my fucking head is killing me. I need to go outside. Like my head just hurts so bad.
I've
My
gained
eyes are
so much
tired.
knowledge today.
Yeah. And the worst part is, I still know nothing. The more you learn about shit like that, it's literally Morty and Rick. Like, the more you learn, the more you realize that you know nothing and he knows everything.
That was weird to hear that.
Like Morty and Rick.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
I was just immediately thinking of his conversation he has with Summer. But yeah, no, I learned that I really don't know anything about the stock market, and yet I know a hell of a lot more than most people. And I think it's funny. A lot of people are like, dude, I don't have the capacity for that. It's like you're really just staring at a graph all day and like making sure you're keeping up to date on like news outlets.
Make sure number go up.
Yeah, precisely. If number go down too far, sell.
Get rid of it. It's bad money. I'm gonna look at some Doge.
But
right
you
now.
never lose until you sell.
Exactly. That's why I'm still holding. I mean, my initial investment. It wasn't something that I actually pulled out of my bank account. It was just there. Like when I first opened up the app, it was just right there, and I was just like, well, fuck it. If Doge is getting all this recognition, and I think that's the other thing that had me so bought in on it, is there are so many companies that are now accepting Doge as a form of payment for either the product or a service that it blows. Like Microsoft, for Christ's sakes, has backed it and allows it to be used as a form of payment. How has it not gone up? Realistically, how is it not?
Yeah, those things should put it to $1.
Yeah, at the very least. Well, and
Like the fact Microsoft alone is backing it should have shot it up to easily 50 cents.
and Newegg too. You can now use Doge to buy stuff on Newegg, and that to me is like, dude, everybody who's bought into this is a fucking neck-bearded memer who's sitting in front of his computer all day long. Why the fuck isn't this skyrocketing? Like, people should be investing a hell of a lot into this.
One thing I did see on the subreddit was there was an account that somebody tracked down that was dumping like millions of Doge every day.
I saw that too.
So just to like anytime it hit a certain point, they had the limit sell on, so it would hit a certain cent amount, like usually up in the 40 cent range or 39, and then their account would immediately just dump 1 million or so Doge
Oh damn.
to keep it at that level and kind of get them money, and it kind of fucks everyone else over.
I'm gonna flood the market.
One of the great whales of our time that really screwed everybody out of what was supposed to be a historic day. But he kept, I can't remember exactly how many shares, but he kept a small amount too, just in case it does reach like a certain point.
Well, if he didn't sell it, it would have reached a certain point.
I know that. Isn't that fucking weird?
You
Yeah,
can't
what an
fucking
idiot.
come at me with that. I want to keep it
his
just
whole-
in case it gets something
his whole-
weird.
yeah, his
Hey,
whole
asshole,
deal
you
was-
fucked it up.
Yeah, his whole deal was he just didn't want anybody else to be able to hit that. Because he knew if it hit $1 or probably even half a dollar, people would just start selling like crazy. So that's probably why he was dumping it at the 40-cent mark.
You could have cashed in on it too. Like
Especially, and
You can
he was,
give- you can
obviously
give
he was
to-
monitoring it too.
you
So,
can
like,
give to all while still taking for some.
Yeah, be your own version of Robin Hood, you cunt.
Like what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck, dude? You just
Don't be such a goddamn asshole.
I don't want people to make money,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna
definitely
make
bummed me out.
myself some money so you guys don't make money.
But
That's
I'm-
free market, brother.
Fuck free market, brother.
Free market, brother.
That's the other thing that kills me is Doge
That's
just
freedom,
has no limit.
brother.
Doge is infinite, and I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what makes it so difficult.
Yeah, there's just a lot of it because the finite amount of Bitcoin is like 21 million, and then right now there's like 19 million in circulation.
Which
so
Bitcoin had dropped hard when it got
Yeah, it dropped like what? I want to say like 15%. Dropped like $6,000 in a day.
yeah,
Dropped from like 56,000 a share to like 49.50.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what it's at right now.
I think it's like at about 45.
Right now it's at 52,000.
Oh, it went up. Shit. Last time I checked it, like last night, it
Yeah,
went.
it's recovering from that hard dip.
I know a lot of people, I think, did it because of the Biden tax plan or whatever that was coming up, and so they started selling a lot of their stuff like all over the stock market, not just crypto. So all of the stocks just
I was
like
gonna say, I'm pretty sure everybody at the beginning of the week took a massive hit.
Ethereum went up 10%.
What's it sitting at now? Because it was sitting at 2,500 on Tuesday.
It's at 2461. It's up 10%.
Ethereum's kind of a cool one.
Doge is down 5%.
Yeah.
Litecoin is up 5%.
whoa, yeah,
I
Litecoin.
don't even know what Litecoin is. Like I didn't even know about these other coins.
A lot of those were like starting to gain popularity when like Bitcoin, like when people realized that Bitcoin wasn't just like a total farce, and like it was starting to get up into like the hundreds and thousands.
I
Like
know,
a
but
lot of
what's
these
the
other-
like? What was the necessity to make all these coins? I thought Bitcoin was supposed to be the end all to multiple currencies.
It's the start of what is potentially the end all the currencies.
Yeah, but we got Ethereum and Litecoin and Dogecoin.
So the cool thing about Ethereum is it can work off of like small contracts. So say you're working for Uber and you're
okay.
driving, like you take somebody home. What Ethereum can do is essentially take Uber out of the equation. So you could start your own business, get paid in Ethereum to, like, as a small contract, get like paid in a fraction of Ethereum, obviously, because it doesn't cost $2,400 to drive somebody home. But,
It does.
You know, then you can operate your business that way, as opposed to needing cash or like a true form of like currency. It's in that way focused on single individuals. It's a way to start building a business rather than needing to have like some tremendous amount of footwork or
Liquid assets.
or like workspace or like some level of investment into said business. You don't need to go out and get like a fucking loan to get a car or anything like that. It can just be all done right there. And there's a couple. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine who was talking about that, and I can't remember. I think Polkadot was one, and I can't remember the name of the other one off the top of my head. It's kind of weird. But I looked at it, all four of my digital wallet apps, couldn't find either one. I found one called Polkadot Green that was doing decent, but he said that wasn't it. And I even Googled both of them, and I can't find, at least on the four digital wallet apps that I have, I can't find them.
They're not real.
But they're basically working in that small contract portion that is Ethereum, and it will use Ethereum as their crypto because of that.
Damn.
So, there's a lot.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, there's a lot going into. And again, I may seem like I know a lot. I don't know fucking shit about it. I just know it's when you learn surface level shit, right?
Right. It's like you know about it.
Yeah,
But
and
not
I
enough
can
to go
speak
into
to
detail.
it to somebody who doesn't know to get them at least interested in it. You put me up against somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, and it's like speaking Spanish from the motherland. Like, there's no way I can keep up.
Yeah. Did you see Elon Musk is doing an exchange for Bitcoin, Doge, and everything
When?
Oh.
right now? I think it has to be like you actually have to have like the Doge, not just like through Robinhood, like a borrowed share of it or whatever, through whatever wallet you have. So I think it's musk12.com, and you have to you put in a certain amount of your Bitcoin or your Doge, and then you'll get more back. You'll get what you got back plus extra.
Oh.
So is he essentially trying to become like almost like a bank, if you will, but like having something like a particular site that has a finite source of them rather than an infinite source of it?
I think it's like a one-time thing, at least for right now, because he had like a certain amount of Bitcoin that it was like 5,000 Bitcoin that he was giving away. So you would like put in like X amount of Bitcoin, and then you would get X amount back for however much you put in. And then for Doge, it's like a few 100 million Doge or whatever. So you have to put in like 10,000 Doge, and then you'll get like a percentage back with the other 10,000 you gave back.
I got 150 Doge. I don't think I can invest into that.
And I'm like, I got 1,500, and that's it. That's all I've got. I'm not one of those fraction-scented people that bought 1 million Doge back in the day.
Yeah, seriously.
Which I should have.
I was gonna say I saw a couple of different news stories about Dogecoin millionaires, and it genuinely upsets me. They're like, yeah, I just heard about it, and I saw the initial rate of return after like its first day, and I was like, you know what? It's a meme. I can't imagine anything tremendous is gonna come from it. They put like maybe $1,000 into it right out of the get-go, and then now they're just sitting on
millions of dollars, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting how easy it is, and I miss it every time.
Yep. Oh,
Like I'm out here fumbling in the dark with my dick out.
that's why I looked into SafeMoon after its first day. I wish I would have bought into it right out of the gate like Ace did. Still thinking about diving into it, but that's another reason why I wanted my Doge to just get back up to like at least even. If it was at least even with where I invested, I'd pull out and then invest into SafeMoon. But even Ace has a lot of qualms about it. But I don't know what else he may have figured out, because I remember I brought it up day of Doge, and he was looking into it, and he's just like, yeah, there's got to be something here that I just don't understand. And then it was like the day after, or maybe on Thursday, and he's just like, yeah, so me, my brother, and my girlfriend have all bought into SafeMoon. I'm like, what happened?
What mysteries did you find?
Yeah. So probably going to talk to him more about that. He hasn't been on the Discord channel lately. I haven't really been able to talk to him.
Yeah, not really. I haven't really been on either, except for like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've been banned from playing games for a while.
He was on yesterday, but didn't hop into Discord.
Yeah. What a fool.
He was greenlit. I saw his little icon. Interesting. They're adding an extra game to the season.
Really?
Yeah, 17 games this year.
17
Plus
games in the football
postseason.
season.
So
Plus
it'll be
postseason.
about 19 games total.
Damn. That'll be pretty interesting. They just need to ramp it up to 20 games a season
Ooh.
with post, and I'll be stoked.
If we did
There needs
20,
to be more football.
if there's 20 games, there needs to be 2 more teams added to the league to make it 34.
Yeah.
Because 20 is a lot.
Well, shit, LA's already got 2.
California's got 4.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
LA Chargers,
No, they only have 2. They lost the Raiders.
LA Rams. Yeah, they lost the Raiders.
They're not San Diego anymore.
No.
Nope, LA. The Rams and the Chargers butt fuck each other in the same stadium. Because LA wants 2 teams and to be like New York, who is technically New Jersey.
New Jersey. They got Eagles and the Bills. No.
No.
Well, Buffalo, New York.
The New York Eagles.
No, the Giants and the Jets stadium is technically in New Meadows, New Jersey.
Well, that's retarded because Buffalo's in New York.
Well, Buffalo's like the top of New York, touching Canada. So it's like the...
Yeah, that's why they got the accent.
Yeah, it's like the furthest thing from New York you can think of, though, is when you think of Buffalo.
Buffalo.
You're like, oh, dude, it's in New York. The cold-ass part of New York.
That's why they play so well when it comes postseason.
And they go
They're
through
used to that
tables
shit.
like this right here. They pile drive to do that. The Bills Mafia. They're known
Bills
for their
Mafia.
fan base for body slamming each other through tables at tailgates.
Like a bunch of psychopaths.
The goddamn diehards. I love it though. Foosball, man.
You guys gonna be going over the draft or something when the time? When is the draft?
8 days from now.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! That's actually not a lot of time. We gotta brush up.
Well, me and my
gotta
brother
get-
been brushing up the entire since we worked together.
Oh.
I still need.
I need to brush up.
I need to get a hold of that one guy. Price is Right guy.
Price is Right.
Price is Right. Be like, yo,
What do we name that show? It wasn't Price is Right because that's obviously already taken.
it's
but
price tag.
Price tag.
Price tag.
That's what it was.
Dude, green screen capabilities could totally pull that off.
100%. We just get a little buzzer. Beep.
I need you to name this price tag.
That was easy.
Yeah.
We got the wrong button.
Everyone's just got a Staples button.
That was easy. I'm out of water. Bartender.
We could do a lot with this green screen. We got a green screen
We
set
can
up.
put up big old anime titties right here. Just like titties.
You need to be standing in between them so there's tits on each side of your shoulder.
Shoulders. And then get like plush, like the neck pillows, but just have them be anime titties. That way,
You know what? Just
There's
stand up there
3D.
naked.
yeah. Let's just dicks out for Harambe.
I mean, I put the green screen picture up on Snapchat. Some people were asking me if I was shooting porn. I'm like, you know what? I could. Green
At
screen,
this point, yeah.
hardcore porn, green screen on Mount Everest.
Are we over Egypt? It's Mount Rushmore.
That's Mount Rushmore.
That's immediately what I think of. Every time.
Chuck Berry, me. Over Germany.
We can take it slow.
A fig in your mouth and a finger in your
Bass.
Ooh.
Into outer space.
You see, like, CeeLo, dude, scarred the fuck up, right? And he's, like, dating models
Seal.
and shit. Seal or Seal?
Seal.
They're both fucked up.
CeeLo looks really dumb, but Seal's the one who's mad fucked up.
He's all
I think-
scarred the fuck up.
So I think, didn't he get attacked by like tigers at like an event?
Maybe.
Yeah, attacked by
I,
seals.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's,
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it was tigers or wolves or whatever.
Or
but I know
bears.
He got like
I'm
actually
sticking to
attacked
seals.
at an event that he was like singing at.
it was
And that's the
probably
reason.
for the opening weekend of Batman Forever.
They have bats.
The bats are.
He got attacked by bats.
And I bet Adele has to date somebody from like AT&T.
T or some shit.
What song is that? I can't even remember the name of that song.
White dude.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm proud to be a white guy. I don't have to wake up and cake on my makeup.
I don't have to wake up in the morning, have to cake on my makeup, or have to.
I ain't gotta eat dick.
I ain't bleeding up on my penis, smoking the weed, or don't fall asleep because I'm chiefing.
I love that line. Man, I ain't gotta eat dick.
People always hold the door open for me, which is
It's
nice.
nice.
I got my haircut at a salon.
I don't have to get into a fight for like social reasons, purposes.
I can underachieve my way into any college in the country.
Yeah, this is not me
People always
disparaging on.
assume I'm a great person.
No, this is not me disparaging on people, other people. This is just me being proud that I'm white.
While we're on the subject, why does Fat Joe and
Or
anybody
anyone
else
who's
of Hispanic
Hispanic
descent
descent.
allowed to say the N-word? Because, you know, that would really help out my rhyme scheme. It's like
The perfect filler word.
Shout out to Lil Dicky. He doesn't know who we are, but we know who he is. Dave Bird, if you ever
Dad?
listen. Yeah, Dad, please, for the love of God, Dad.
Dad, there's 3 children here with you, who all have circumcised penises.
Just like you, I'm assuming, if you ever
No,
got your
he's
bar
Jewish.
mitzvah. Yeah, of course.
Are they? Is it required to get
I
circumcised?
don't think it's required,
In the-
but I think
well,
it's...
no, in the Jewish religion, is it a requirement?
I know that a lot of times your bris either happens like like a couple months after you're born, or like when you have your bar mitzvah, they'll usually have a bris. But I don't think it's a requirement. I think it's more of like a bar mitzvah requires years of study.
I just like to think. I'm glad that I am circumcised and shit. 'cause
Just right out of the gate. Don't got to worry about it.
Don't even got to worry about it. Because I'm thinking about the mess. The cleaning.
Having to peel back your turtleneck sweater. And
Do you not clean yourself regularly?
Well, no, I'm talking about that.
Yeah, no.
That what he's talking about.
It just...
Well, you got to get the folds back. Like, you got to unravel.
After a long day, like you're a construction worker, like your Famunda cheese is pushed up against the head of your dick at all times. And even then, like, your shit looks like a little fucking puckered up butthole because of how far inset you... I agree.
See, it's a lot more extra cleaning. Because you already got to clean yourself anyway, but when you guys
It's just easier to do that.
It's easier to do. It's easier to clean yourself thoroughly.
It's not like that much more work. Just pull it back and clean it.
Are you circumcised?
Yes.
How would you know? You were making an argument like you weren't.
How would you know?
Because I wasn't like talking to. I wasn't part of it per se, but looking at an argument on like Reddit or something, people talking about it. Just because it like, from what I understand, it does decrease sensitivity down there when it's done.
Well, see, how can you compare that? Like, unless you can take the skin on and off, it's like who's.
Well, and that's the thing is
like
you'd almost have to become like you'd almost have to be like a 23-year-old male or something, like sexually experienced enough to know kind of what you're talking about and then get circumcised. But again, it's not like you can put it back on if that's something that you decide you don't want. So
every person's different, so it's like you can't really.
I think it's like where it's cut.
Every dick is different.
I think it's like where it's cut is like one of the more sensitive parts of your penis.
Your panas.
Of your pawn.
Yeah.
I'm just calling
But I mean, if it only takes like an extra second to pull it back clean and
just peeling back.
But whoever was arguing against it, they're like, oh, it's a pain. But he was also saying that he doesn't he showers like once a week.
Well, see, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
That's gonna be a mess, regardless of what you have. Like,
yeah,
you're waiting a week to shower.
And then he's like, oh, it's I just need a rinse and I'm good. Just some water. And I'm like, what?
Contrary to popular belief, penises are not self-cleaning mechanisms. We don't secrete a fucking wonderful fluid that balances our pH.
No, we gotta do it ourselves. We are the balance.
We gotta manhandle our pawns.
And see, that's why I just argue the fact that it would just be easier because it's like one less thing.
I 100% agree. I would just...
I'm not saying it's
I don't want to have to worry about the next day after coitus if you end up falling asleep after having sex with somebody and you wake up and now you have like caked on juice onto your shit and have to worry about trying to crunch your shit back, desensitized or not, to like, because what if it's... what if you blow a fat load and it gets down into the creases and then your dick immediately shrivels back? Now your shit's just like...
Do you not wipe yourself off after? Or
I'm just like, in a hypothetical, obviously I do, but I know a lot of people
that slaps that shit back in the sheath.
They finish, they bust, and then they roll over and go to sleep. Now, whether or not that wipes off enough in the middle of the night, that's a completely different story. But
gross ass sheets.
Oh yeah. That's why you don't get black sheets.
No,
you never get black sheets.
Telltale.
You always get white sheets.
You never get the 2 rules of owning or being an adult. You never buy black sheets and you never get white carpet.
Yeah, seriously,
sucks.
White carpet is a mistake.
Carpet's a mistake.
Even beige carpet, like it's too white.
It's too white. Yeah,
it just shows every little thing.
You need brown carpet. Pretty much.
Spilling something like a clear drink will discolor it, unless it's water. But regardless, because it's carpet, you got to worry about mildew buildup.
I hate carpet.
I hate carpet too.
Hardwood's better.
Hardwood for the win. Speaking of hardwood, you ever thought about epoxying this garage floor?
That has nothing to do with hardwood.
Has to do with flooring. Yeah, you're right. It has nothing to do with hardwood.
That's the furthest thing away from wood. No, not really. Because I feel like I'm going to dump money onto concrete that's just going to get messed up.
But that's why I said epoxy. Because epoxy won't mess up.
Well, I'm talking about stuff dropped and liquids leaked. Like,
yeah, the concrete.
Did you... Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, will the epoxy protect it?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got like a 25... The majority of the time, it's got like a 25-year guarantee.
I was thinking the epoxy was like a design.
No.
Like, why would I put a design on the concrete?
It's like a concrete aggregate mixture with like resin, and it creates a sealed, waterproof, like spill-proof, much easier to clean surface. And usually, if you want, you can make it a little fancy, but a lot of times they come with like certain flakes.
I'm just gonna design a peen in it. That if
just
once
a giant peen.
you have to stand in a certain spot in the garage to really catch the
Like
perfect
a
peen.
optical illusion.
Yeah, it's just gonna look
There's a
like
peen hidden
Epoxy
somewhere in
penis.
yeah. You gotta stand in the perfect spot. Other than that, it's just lines, looks like a bunch of squiggles.
It's like, man, your floor's all fucked up. It's like, no, come stand over here.
You have to stand right here, and the sun has to be coming down from this side of the mountain.
And when the sun hits those hills, they sing.
Well, I'll tell you something. I was dragged all over those hills these last couple days, and I didn't hear not one song.
But I think I did hear some singing on the hills across the valley.
Pretty sure I heard singing on the hills next to me. In case you're interested. What's his name?
Cusco!
That's his name. He's the king of the world. Cusco.
I know you can't see it, but everyone's shaking.
Yeah, we're all doing the shimmy sham side
They're all
to
having
side.
seizures and
Yeah, we're seizing out because we're white boys who can't dance.
Your white boy who can't dance was behind that screen. Show me the segue.
I think that about does it.
Hold on.
One last vop for the road. In case y'all were interested, we be vopping that blueberry. I'm vopping blueberry. I don't know what flavor you're vopping.
I don't remember. Don't have it on me.
That being said, it's been another wonderful episode where we talked about all sorts of things like crypto and taking shits in abandoned apartments.
Sitting in the garage with the table.
Be sure to check out our latest live video. It's probably going to go up on Saturday, where Don Chicago and I do our best to give you a fair and honest critique on the world of chicken tenders.
tendies.
Tendies! Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below. Leave us a comment. Let us know how you think this episode went. Let us know how your cryptocurrency adventures are going.
Dogecoin,
And
man.
as always,
Dogecoin.
stay dirty.
I don't want to be dirty, man. Stay clean. Stay classy.
No. Keep your Famunda cheese under your turtleneck sweater.
Okay, so everybody clean yourself regularly. Stay clean.
Take showers regularly.
Take showers. Don't take it once a week. It's fucking gross.
And as always, stay dirty.
Don't stay dirty.
Stay dirty.
Clean
Don't
yourself.
shower ever. It's the devil. That's what
We're
the
flying
government
away,
wants you
oh
to do.
no.
He's sending us off. Look at it. You're fading away.